On the debate tonight, it's raining black money as India prepares for the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. As of today, over 500 crore rupees in cash, liquor worth 180 crores and drugs worth over 700 crore rupees have been seized from across the country.
The exact amount of seizure in cash goes up to 500 crore. In this cash seizure, Tamil Nadu tops the list, followed by Andhra Pradesh. The drugs and narcotics have been seized at about 700 crores and the gold seizure stands at 400 crores. The Election Commission says that the number is expected to go up with every passing day and also says that to stop this practice, the onus lies on the political parties.
It is now clear that in these elections, cash is king. In fact, the total cash seized in the 2014 general elections, amounting to a little over 300 crores, is now beginning to seem like small change. Just today, there were reports of cash worth over a crore seized from a car in Visakhapatnam. 545 bottles of liquor and a two-wheeler has been seized in Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh. And to make matters worse, 17 lakhs in cash was seized from a vehicle following the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister's convoy in Ooty. The Election Commission squad stopped a suspicious vehicle trailing the Chief Minister's car while he was out campaigning. On demand, the car occupants couldn't provide any valid documents for the cash. Mirror now asks, are these elections proof that the black money crackdown was a failure? Let's debate.
Well, the number keeps going up and we want to keep bringing you these numbers to show you the fact that political funding is largely happening in cash, that the cash circulation in the market is actually getting worse with every passing day. It's actually now crossed 500 crore rupees. And I want to reiterate, we haven't started voting yet. The first phase has not even begun. And it's very likely from what the Election Commission tells us. And that's the tally. In 2014, in the whole election, we were at about 303 crore rupees. This election, 500 crore rupees already have been seized by the Election Commission, not to mention all of the other details of what's being seized in drugs and alcohol and gold and silver across the country. Two questions we must ask. First of all, we were promised with demonetization and several measures that the government had taken that black money would be rid from our system. It's here, it's alive and well, and it is thriving. It might have even gotten worse. Secondly, there is the whole question of the opposition now raising cudgels about the fact that they believe they're being targeted with these raids. And the government is using the Income Tax Department to target them. On the show with me today, Ashutosh senior journalist, Mohammad Khan for the Congress, Sanjay Hegde is a senior advocate, Dinakar Lanka, spokesperson of the TDP, and Anila Singh for the BJP. I want to start with Mr. Hegde. Mr. Hegde, we were told that black money was rid from the system by demonetization. We were also told that electoral bonds were brought in to make sure that there will be no black money in the system. We actually have a case today with one of our reporters brought to us where the Election Commission and where the Income Tax Department, I beg your pardon, is looking into some documents on electoral bonds because they believe that the bonds are being used to actually change black money to white. Do you believe that this problem might have actually gotten worse in the last 3 years than it was in the previous election?
Well, the answers are obvious because today from about 17 lakh crores which was returned during demonetization, your currency in circulation has gone well over 21 lakh crores according to the latest figures. So you today have more cash in circulation than when you began the demonetization exercise. You've printed more cash. You cannot get rid of cash from your economy. All your talk of cashless economy was bunkum. The more important thing is that what this has also proved is that black money doesn't necessarily stay only as cash. That was a conceptual problem with a great lack of economic sense on the part of the Prime Minister. Black money is often stored in various forms, but it is converted into cash as and when required. And that's what's happening. Closer to elections, you convert it either into cash if the voter wants cash, or into liquor, or into something else. The southern states are very good at this system. Like each voter, especially in Tamil Nadu, at election time, got a bonanza of one freebie, a certain amount of cash, ranging between, if reports are to be believed, between 200 to 500 rupees to 2,000 rupees per vote. And this, I'm talking of the assembly elections, mind you. The Lok Sabha will probably have a different rate, or the system which has been perfected down in the south extends to the north in different fashions. But this was a very senior politician who told me that elections in the south are much more costly than elections in the north. His ballpark figures for an election, what a ordinary average politician with an average chance at winning in a North Indian constituency would be, the investment would be about 10 crores. Whereas in the south, he said that a person would probably be at least have to shell out 5 times that figure.
Well, I want to bring in Mr. Dinakar Lanka of the TDP.
So if you are asking me whether demonetization has worked, no at all.
Not at all. Mr. Lanka, you know, we had Mr. Naidu actually protest against the various raids. He believed that members of his party were being targeted by the government of the day. But I have this question to ask you. M. Murli Mohan of the TDP, an MP, was actually caught by the police with 2 crore rupees of cash in his possession with no explanation. Reports actually suggest the money was marked to be distributed among voters. So
well,
which is it?
D'Souza, it is absolutely wrong and a false case which was registered, because it was happened in Telangana, whereas the elections we are contesting in Andhra Pradesh, it is very clear conspiracy which is happening, because KCR acting as a B team of the BJP on behalf of the Jagan Mohan Reddy. Of course, that is one aspect. As far as the demonetization is concerned, the government, union government told very clearly that more than 3 lakh crore worth of counterfeit and fake currency will not be deposited. What happened in practical narration, if you have observed that, 99% of the total money has deposited. That means 3,25,000 crores, which was expected as fake and counterfeit currency, got deposited and legalized, and channelizing those money towards for elections. Because very clear that as far as the crony capital and quid pro quo people are contesting in elections. In Andhra Pradesh, let you see that opposition leader affidavit, out of his 48 pages of affidavit, more than 30 pages are with full-fledged 13 CBI cases, ED attachments, and more than 30 cases, civil and criminal cases, are in existence. The YSRCP leader who aired the money got in Times Now itself.
Mr. Lanka.
Times Now itself. But what is happening? No, nothing. No income tax rights is happening on the people who are airing money. Whereas legal money, those who has in the business, they are targeting. It is very clearly that Jagan Mohan Reddy who is giving list of the candidates on whom should be targeted. As per his list, the union government is targeting. Let you show single person of YSRCP and BJP leader get targeted. Whereas the person who is airing the money caught by the Telangana itself, you have published, as far as YSRCP leader is concerned, in Srikakulam, more than 1 crore red-handedly caught YSRCP leader cash, but no IT raids. Today, liquor also in Prakasam district, Jaivaram village, in which 2,000...
No, one second. Mr. Lanka, do you know that on today's tally from the Election Commission, in Andhra Pradesh alone, and Andhra Pradesh has one of the highest numbers, the total seizure amount is 190 crore rupees, out of which 116 is just cash. So how do you explain the fact that Mr. M. Murli Mohan was caught with money? Are you saying that the Election Commission and the authorities here are lying about it?
I am being a chartered accountant. I very clearly tell that each and every person from whom cash was caught by the department is not the illegitimate money. Let them explain their books of account. That is the different one. As far as Murli Mohan is concerned, he is a big business person. But it was caught in Telangana, not in Andhra. Elections are going on as far as
but
TDP
one
is
second,
concerned.
that doesn't make, no, 1 second, Mr.
It is a clear conspiracy.
Even if it was caught in Telangana and not in Andhra, apparently the police have told the press that the two men confessed that the money was going to go to Rajmundry to distribute among the voters.
No, D'Souza, it is the clear conspiracy. KCR is assisting Jagannath Reddy with the instruction of Modi. This conspiracy, they have prepared. The truth will come in investigation, no doubt about it. We don't bother. But the crony capital people can procure people who are getting shelter from the Narendra Modi. Where is the fake currency and counterfeit currency? I am questioning that these fake currency and counterfeit currency channelizing by the Modi government to his B team like Jagannath Reddy in Andhra Pradesh, they are earning money.
Okay. Okay, let me bring in the other guests as well. Ashutosh joins us right now. Ashutosh is a senior journalist. Ashutosh, let me just read out some of it. And I love this sheet that the Election Commission, our audience should know, the Election Commission puts out a tally at the end of the day on the amount of money that's been seized across the country. I find it fascinating. The visuals are fascinating. They never get old. Andhra Pradesh, a total of 190 crore rupees in value, out of which 116 is cash. Gujarat, 513 crore rupees in value, of which 500 crore rupees worth of drugs and narcotics, and this should make us very, very worried. The other states with really large numbers are Tamil Nadu, with a total of 401 crore rupees in value, of which 162 is cash, 228 is gold and precious metals, and Uttar Pradesh, 151 crore rupees in value and equally distributed among cash, liquor, drugs and precious metal. Ashutosh ji, so there are two things happening. On one hand, the Election Commission is seizing more and more money every day, and the visuals of this cash is just shocking. Where is this money coming from? If we all stood in line and demonetization cleaned up the system, how can there possibly be this much cash floating about the system right now?
Faye, I think anybody who's very novice in this political world would have believed that the demonetization was aimed at curbing black money. I never believed it, and so the results have shown when the RBI report came out. Second point which I want to make is that the seizure which has been shown by the Election Commission and the figures which has been given by the Election Commission, it's nothing. It's just a tip of the iceberg. And I had contested elections, so I know for a fact what amount of money is spent. I just heard Sanjay Hegde talking about something around 50 crores. I think that is also a conservative estimates. The black money is, I think, something around, if you multiply 500 crores by 10 or 20, I won't be surprised. It's that kind of money which is spent in elections. And on the day of polling, on the eve of the polling, the real money is spent. The cash is spent, the liquor is spent, and I had been, when I was contesting Chandni Chowk, I don't want to take the name of the politician, but an envelope with the 5,000 rupees was given to all.
We seem to have lost that connection and we'll come back, but Ashutosh is making the point that even what the Election Commission is telling us is perhaps an understatement. Do we have Mohammed Khan? Is he with us? Mohammed Khan, if you can hear us right now, two questions for you. One is the fall of the seizure and the black money that's doing the rounds. Secondly, there were raids in Madhya Pradesh, and you just heard Mr. Lanka of the TDP say that he believes that his party is being targeted. There were raids in Madhya Pradesh just yesterday. And now let me tell you the details of the story. There are reporters currently checking out for us. He was told that apart from the cash that was seized from the possession of a gentleman who's very close to the Chief Minister, Mr. Kamal Nath, there were also electoral bonds that the Income Tax Department are looking into. Do you believe that these raids were targeted?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Faye, if you can hear me, there is something very important that I want to tell you and your viewers that transpired over the course of the last 24 hours. First, let me answer your question. Yes, of course, these raids are politically motivated because we have absolutely nothing to hide. All our leaders have gone on television and held a press conference to say, please Take action if you find that the money is being illegally procured. Remember, any flying raids and raids at a house are very different. A flying raid implies that you're traveling with cash, which is not allowed. And a raid at a house means that you must have had reason to believe that this person is hoarding cash for illegal purposes. By all means, if you can prove that, go ahead and do it. No one is stopping you. But Faye, I want to tell you what transpired in the last 24 hours. There is a gentleman who is an official of the Indian National Congress. He is the accountant of the Indian National Congress. At 2 p.m. yesterday, income tax officials arrived at his house. And what they did was, they stayed there. They stayed there till 3 p.m. this afternoon. He arrived, he answered all questions, he cooperated fully. And they searched his entire house. They even called a neighbor as a witness. Faye, they found absolutely nothing. But look at the nature of harassment. They still stayed at his house for over 25 hours. They took him to their headquarters to record his statement and thereafter accompanied him back, continued to stay at his house. We went to the Election Commission at 5:30 today, Faye, and we said, why are we being selected for this treatment? We would have understood if you had recovered something from his house, but in Arunachal Pradesh, where you recovered 1 crore 80 lakhs, there you didn't detain anyone. You didn't even file an FIR against anyone to the best of our knowledge. And now you are doing this selective behavior. Again, Faye, this is something your viewers need to know. The BJP is abusing the agencies in a very brazen and blatant manner. This is happening now as we speak. And this intimidation should be pointed out and identified. And I'll conclude by saying this. It is not as if the Election Commission doesn't realize this, Faye. Yesterday, the Election Commission issued a circular on raids. The Election Commission said for the first time that raids must be impartial and neutral. And they said that prior permission from the Chief Electoral Officer must be taken. We have reason to believe that in this case, where our official was raided, no such permission was taken. So tell me, Faye, how is this fair? This is a government which is petrified of losing power, using machinery to stay in office.
D'souza, I need 30 seconds. As far as IT rights are concerned in Andhra Pradesh, most particularly MLA contesting candidates, MP contesting candidates, they are getting target in order to destabilize their campaigning mood and they want to divert their attention. This is the way in which the IT rights are going on. We have given representation to the Election Commission. Election Commission very seriously told that don't interrupt the wrong means by means of IT rights unnecessarily without any legitimate way. In that way, Election Commission slapping means let union government to realize how badly they are using the independent machinery. That is very, very, very important thing which should be
Let me just bring in some information. Ashutosh ji, I'm bringing, I'm just going to read this out if Ashutosh can hear me. We're having some trouble with our connections this evening. But this is information that's just come out on ANI and this is a statement by the Central Board of Direct Taxes. And it says clearly, searches in Madhya Pradesh by the Delhi Directorate of Income Tax have detected a racket of collection of unaccounted cash to the tune of 281 crore rupees. It also says through various persons of different walks of life, including business, politics and public service. It goes on. A part of the cash was also transferred to the headquarters of a major political party in Delhi, including about 20 crore rupees, which was moved through Hawala recently to the headquarters of the political party from the resident of a senior functionary at Tughlaq Road, New Delhi. Unaccounted for cash of 14.6 crore rupees, 252 bottles of liquor, arms, hide skins of tiger have been found. Searches in Delhi in a group of close relatives of the senior functionary led to the seizure of incriminating evidence, including a cash book recording unaccounted transactions for 230 crore rupees. Mr. Jha, this continued, this much detail coming out of the Central Bureau of Direct Taxes, the Congress says is targeted and it's political. Sorry, Mr. Hegde, if you heard the statement I just read out, I beg your pardon, the CBDT has put out a statement. Do you think that this may be political because they've been very specific of what they have recovered?
Yeah, they've prejudged the
well, they have the right to raid anyone. That is conceded, but it's all in the timing. And it's in a question. The actual question would be if they raided some other place other than Tughlaq Road, if they raided a place on Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Marg, for instance, how much would they recover? You never see raids on any BJP functionary who is caught with anything, or or even on parties which are supporting it. Have you seen a raid on the Shiv Sena recently? I haven't seen. Have you seen any raid on Jagan Mohan Reddy? Jagan Reddy, again, who along with the Reddy brothers of Karnataka, well, they constituted an independent republic of Reddys. You talked about demonetization. Shortly after demonetization, one of the Reddy brothers had a lavish wedding, which was estimated at the rate of at around a 500 crore wedding, and currency was flowing there. I will trust the CBDT the day that it raids. We will not talk about Deen Dayal Upadhyaya, but the day it raids any allied party of the BJP, or any ally in the NDA, then we can say that they are being fair and that everybody is being raided.
Anila Singh, is there a reason why no one from the ruling party and their alliances are being raided right now?
Because we are not indulged in such activities. And that is the reason, because we know very well that whenever elections come, such activities, they come into hyper mode. I mean, liquor, cash, other gifts, items and all. So that is why Arun Jaitley ji had advocated very strongly for electoral bonds. And even before electoral bonds were introduced in our system, electoral trust was there. It was to encourage to give white money donation to the political parties. But there are political parties who do not have any, I can say, any faith in such system. They do not want white money donations. So they get indulged in it. We do not. So that is why any political party or Bharatiya Janata Party.
Yes, you started off by saying that this is why Arun Jaitley, the finance minister, has been advocating for electoral bonds. He said just yesterday, electoral bonds are all tax-paid declared money. Parties declare how much bonds they've got. This is basically a solution for black money. This is what he said, that the earlier system was all black money and non-transparent. Electoral bonds is a system. He said electoral bonds have replaced the earlier system of all cash and only black money in the elections. We see nothing but cash seizures. You told us during demonetization that if we stood in line as citizens and put up with a small amount of pain, in the long term, this would not happen. Where is the money coming from now? This much money, 500 crore rupees in hard cash, where has it come from? If you cleaned up the system, you brought electoral bonds, you did demonetization, where is the money coming from? Please tell me.
Number one, this money is illegal money. That is why it is getting seized.
Illegal
Number
money
two,
means
electoral
what?
bonds.
What is illegal money?
Is a system of giving.
It's printed by the RBI, right? Or is this counterfeit money? What is illegal money?
I'm telling you, illegal. It is a black money. It is a cash money, undeclared money. That is why it is getting seized.
But आपने तो demonetization करके दिए black money तो पूरा साफ कर दिया तो फिर कहाँ से आया अनिला जी?
The engineers and the contractors.
Where did it come from? Post demonetization, you said you cleaned this up.
Well, Faye, no, even I have a question. Even I have a question from you. You are a very senior journalist. Don't you know that what was happening in Karnataka? There was a nexus going in between the contractor and the engineers. They used to distribute money to the candidates.
Ms. Anila Singh,
on the behalf of...
I am a citizen of Karnataka and I will tell you that Karnataka is part of India, and when India went through demonetization, Karnataka went through demonetization as well.
We don't have government in...
तो नहीं, एक मिनट अनिला जी मुझे ये समझाइए, क्या कर्नाटका भारत के अंदर नहीं है? जब डिमोनेटाइजेशन बाकी देश में हुई थी तब कर्नाटका में डिमोनेटाइजेशन नहीं हुई थी, तो आपने डिमोनेटाइजेशन किया क्यों, बताइए मुझे?
बिल्कुल भारत के अंदर है, और जो भी भारत के अंदर है, मैं बता तो रही हूँ. You have to listen to me. If you are asking me something, you have to give me an opportunity to answer you. You keep on. I mean, if you are going to keep on asking me questions, how I will get an opportunity to answer? There are states where Bharatiya Janata Party is not ruling. They are into such type of business. They are generating black money. That is why this money is getting seized. And I was listening to my co-panelists. They were saying, अरे ये एजेंसीज को ना बिल्कुल पर्सनलाइज कर दिया है and they are working on the behalf of the भारतीय जनता पार्टी. अरे आप ऐसा काम ही क्यों करते हो?
अच्छा,
ये एजेंसीज बिल्कुल इंडिपेंडेंट है अपना
So basically you're saying, one second. So basically you're saying that if the BJP is not missing, you're saying if the BJP is not in power in the state, you have no control over anything in that state. So आप income tax department नहीं चलाते, CBDT नहीं चलाते, आप CBI नहीं चलाते.
We have see listen. ये फे डिसूजा ये इनकम टैक्स और सीबीडीटी और ये जितना ईडी ये सब काम कर रहे हैं जिसकी वजह से आपके पैनलिस्ट बैठकर यहाँ पर कह रहे हैं कि इनको जो है बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल करती है. इफ दीज एजेंसीज आर वर्किंग देन दे आर ब्लेमिंग अस दैट दे आर कंट्रोल्ड बाय भारतीय जनता पार्टी गवर्नमेंट.
One second. Anila Singh, then just answer this question for me. What sort of a government do we have in Gujarat? Gujarat has the highest tally of seizures among all of the states so far, that's correct. 513 crore rupees has been seized from Gujarat. Gujarat has a BJP government. Where did that money come from? Second one, Uttar Pradesh. 151 crore rupees has been seized in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh has a BJP government. वहाँ का cash कहाँ से आया? आप please बताइए मुझे.
आपको ये बीजेपी के कैंडिडेट्स के पास नहीं मिलेगा. बीजेपी से रिलेटेड लोगों के पास नहीं मिलेगा.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. That's not the question I asked you. आपने कहा.
I am not missing the point.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point. You want to corner me that these two states are governed by. No. I'm not cornered.
No, you said that in states which are not governed by BJP, ये होता ही रहेगा.
You are saying that these two states are being governed by the Bharatiya Janata Party. This amount of money was seized from these two states. This amount of liquor was seized from these two states, and you want to say that this was seized from Bharatiya Janata Party candidates?
No, that's not what I'm saying. All right, Anila Singh, if you would for a minute just listen to the question. I asked you after demonetization, where did all the cash come from? You said in Karnataka there is a nexus between contractors and people they are distributing money to because there's no BJP government in Karnataka. So I asked you what happened in Gujarat and in Uttar Pradesh. That I believe is a fair question. I'm not asking you who was holding the cash. I want to know where the cash came from. Ashutosh, do you have a response to Anila Singh and the answers that she has just given us?
I answered you, Faye D'souza, but if you do not want to listen to it,
I do not believe in a word which I don't believe a word which Anila Singh has said.
We are in government, but there are other people as well.
Anila, we heard you for 15 minutes.
Okay. Ashutoshi, go ahead.
Faye, can I respond?
Yes,
See,
yes,
Faye,
go ahead.
I do not believe a word which has been uttered by Anila Singh. The fact today is, and I'm fully in agreement with Sanjay Hegde, that these agencies are misused. These agencies are misused and they are targeting only the leaders of oppositions and nobody else. Why it happens that when the Karnataka government has to be formed, why DK Shivakumar was targeted, CRPF was used, CRPF was again used in Madhya Pradesh, Kamal Nath, and in income tax authorities. If they have to go to any state, they should inform and they should take permissions from that particular state. And in this case, the CRPF hoodwinked Madhya Pradesh police. I'm not saying if there is something wrong with Kamal Nath's aid, go and hang him. But what about Pankaja Munde? There is a case. The matter has gone to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court found irregularities. And why Income Tax Department, Enforcement Directorate, CBI and the local police did not investigate that scam? It did not. In Arunachal Pradesh, the cash was seized from the Chief Minister's convoy, Prema Khandu, and nothing has happened. Why the Chief Minister was not asked? Why the State President Tairo Gau was not asked and interrogated? Why? And so there are the very serious questions which has to be asked. Why at this moment, if BJP is saying that no, their candidates are the cleanest, yes, they are cleanest because enforcement directorate agencies are not touching them. Today, the reality is that the BJP is the richest political party in the world. The kind of money they have, you can't even comprehend. But there is also a game that opposition political parties' money and funding should be squeezed so that they are not in a position to spend money. And the BJP should have
Okay,
a free
Ashutosh ji, I have more information coming
That
in
is
right now. If
also
we
a
have
part
that
of the
soundbite,
game.
do we have it? I have more information that's coming in right now. Sanjay Hegde, you'll find this interesting. You said you will believe it when you see a BJP person being raided. This is information coming from Hyderabad. 8 crore rupees in cash, and that's visual is on your screen right now, in Hyderabad has been seized by the Commissioner's Task Force. 7 people have been arrested. The Commissioner's Task Force has arrested 7 people who said the money was withdrawn from Indian Bank by a cheque issued by D.K. Lakshman, who is the BJP state chief of Telangana. The BJP worker who withdrew the money, the IT department officials are verifying what such a large amount of money was for. The BJP sources claim that it was for party expenses. Krishna Sagar Rao, the chief spokesperson of BJP in Telangana, has even given a bite to this effect. Can we play that out, please?
BJP feels the 8 crore cash issue, which is being made a big issue in the media, is just a non-issue, because we were drawing our own cash from our own account from a bank. When that is being transported to our office, the police intervenes, breaks the window panes, and in over-enthusiasm and in an overaction, they take our own money and back to the police station. Not only that, that they go to the bank, and whatever is the cash which is remaining there, which has been drawn, they have picked up that cash also, along with the state party accountant. Now, this is purely the overaction and a political conspiracy by TRS and by the local party, and we strongly condemn this kind of overriding behavior to ensure that they can mislead the population. I want to clarify that Bharatiya Janata Party has not broken any law, and we haven't violated any Election Commission guidelines, and at this point of time we are very clear that this money is to pay small cash dues which are accrued from last January while we are on the campaign, and this money was just to pay off those dues for small suppliers.
Small cash dues which we will pay off with 8 crore rupees of cash. Mr. Sanjay Hegde, your response first, because you said come back to me when the BJP gets raided. Here you are.
Yes, see, the important thing is it was not a CBDT raid. The CBDT is under the Ministry of Finance, and so that's central. What appears to have happened here is the Election Commission, along with the local police, raiding somebody who has just withdrawn cash from the bank account. Going by what the spokesperson there said, it was KCR's police who were putting the BJP in place. And that dovetails in with what Ms. Anila Singh has been saying, that, in our states, nothing has happened. See, there are 2 kinds of raids. One are raids by the Election Commission, where it takes the help of local police. And here it is where the local administration sometimes have a role, where they set the Election Commission on the opponent's track. What we are also seeing is a use of the central agencies, that is the Enforcement Directorate and the CBDT, that is being tracked from the center. That's an entirely different ball game altogether.
Mohammed Khan, I saw your hand go up. The question I'm going to ask Anila Singh when I do come to her, Ms. Singh, you might want to think about the answer.
Yes.
The BJP pushed the idea of a cashless India. Please tell me why you were paying all of these small dues with 8 crore rupees in cash, and why there couldn't have been any other mode of payment. And that's the question to Anila Singh. But first, Mohammed Khan had a point to make. Mr. Khan, go ahead.
Yes, very quickly. So, Faye, the question you asked Mr. Hegde, that does this raid undermine his original point? It doesn't. I'll tell you why. Because this isn't a raid. It is a capture by a flying squad, which was similar to what happened in Arunachal Pradesh. As I explained on an earlier debate, the difference between a flying squad and a raid is the complainant who makes the complaint often accompanies the flying squad. And you don't know until you've actually seized the cash whom it belongs to, which is what happened in Arunachal, which is what happened in Hyderabad. This is not a case of the agencies proactively going out to the house of the individual and raiding the house and saying that, look, this is what we discovered. Itni himmat to agencies se dikhai nahi hai. And second thing, Anila ji kept saying, why do you guys keep doing illegal things? Anila ji, let me ask you a straightforward question. The official of the Indian National Congress whose house was raided at 2 p.m. yesterday, and the officials are still there. It's been almost 30 hours. They have not left. By their own admission, they recovered nothing. Why are they still there? What do they seek to do? There are witnesses there. We've got the evidence. There's absolutely zero recovery. What is your excuse then? Why are you trying to intimidate him? You're not allowing him access to counsel. You're not allowing him to move about freely. You've got people stationed in his house. These officials slept in his house last night. Anilaji, if this is not an intimidation tactic, what is? And concludingly, Anilaji, I have news for you which you may find very perturbing. After the Karnataka elections, when we caught your leaders on telephone calls offering 100 crores and 150 crores to switch over, were you going to give those by electoral bonds or by checks? No, your party is awash with cash, and no matter what you say, one day you will be caught.
Well, Anila Singh, I just want to point out an interesting point that's been raised to me. During demonetization, when citizens stood in line to access their own money from their own banks, they were not allowed to do so. Now we have the BJP telling us that they were accessing their own money from their own banks, just 8 crore rupees of cash to pay small payments. How is this fair? Why does the BJP need 8 crore rupees in cash for small payments? Please tell me. Why didn't you use Paytm or any of the other Beam app or anything else that you've told us to use for the last 2 years?
Faye, first of all, I would like to answer Muhammad Khan ji. Whatever accusation he has thrown on me, my answer to you is, Mr. Khan, आपके यहाँ culture है, note for vote, not in Bharatiya Janata Party. And secondly, Faye D'souza ji, you asked me that why this person took money out from his own account from the bank for the expenditure. This money was the declared money. This money came out from the bank. This money was the white money. There was no illegality about it.
Anila ji, that's not the point. आप अपने सारे मतलब demonetization के जवाब भूल गए.
Election.
Cashless India. You told us that no transaction should happen in cashless India in cash, that we should all use transfers and checks. तो आप लोग कैश क्यों यूज कर रहे हो अभी? 8 करोड़ रुपए कैश में.
Faye ji, we definitely encourage cashless India, but I think it is going to take little time because we are progressing towards it. But at the same time, I just have a simple question that this money came out from the bank. It was not illegal money. And the person said
okay, one second. Let me ask Krishna Sagar Rao 1 second. The main spokesperson of the BJP in Telangana is on the phone line with us right now. Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao is on the phone line. Mr. Rao, we just played your soundbite out to our audience about the fact that you said this 8 crore rupees was withdrawn from the bank to make, and I quote, small payments. Please tell me what kind of payment requires 8 crore rupees in cash?
See, this is a non-issue because, first of all, we haven't broken any law, nor we have deviated from the MCC of the Election Commission, period. Because it's our account, and we have withdrawn from a party account legitimately, officially, and it is an accounted cash. So, having said this, the question of what are we paying it for? Since January 2019, in the run-up for the general elections, we have been having rallies across almost 180 to 190 rallies. And in every rally, there are about 250 to 300 suppliers, small suppliers involved for tea, for chairs, for lights, for stage, for diesel, for snack, for food. So in that, these are very, very small suppliers who are local. And while we want them to get digitized, while we want them to accept checks, they have their own limitations. And it has
What are their limitations, Mr. Rao? Do they have Jandan accounts? Which we understand everybody in the country has right now? Do they have Aadhaar cards?
Okay. Now let me finish, then you can ask me a second question. I'm only trying to tell you that the payments were due for the last 3.5 months. And now that there are only 2 days left for the election day to commence here, the first phase, we had pressure from the suppliers to pay out. And with the last 3 days of bank holidays, the larger amount had to be withdrawn. And this is exactly fairly what we are trying to explain you, the exact position of what the party did. Now
So
you can ask
why
me.
haven't you made your payments in the last 3 months?
That's how political parties function, ma'am, fortunately or unfortunately. We do not pay immediately after a Sabha or a rally. because these are suppliers who continue to be with us for a very long time. We do payments periodically. Now,
you said that
is,
these were suppliers who were so small, supplying tea, that they wouldn't have access to a checkbook or a bank account, but you only pay them once in 3 months?
You're not getting my point.
No, you're not getting my question.
Yeah,
either the supplier is so small that he doesn't have a bank account, in which case you have to pay him cash, in which case how is he surviving for 3 months without his payments?
That you should be asking them, not me. Because they are trying to work for the party. Maybe some of them are sympathizers for the party who work for the party, and they would take the money when we give them. And
you just said they put pressure on you to make payments today.
They are not putting pressure because we have to pay them, and we are trying to finish it before the first phase of the elections are done. Because after that...
So, one second, Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao, the BJP was a massive advocate of using cashless payment methods. Paytm, you advocated, you yourself, in fact. You said the BHIM app, you said use the various options being made available by the government of India, including the Jan Dhan accounts and Aadhaar-based transfers. Why is it that the BJP now feels the need to make payments of 8 crore rupees in cash? Aren't you following any of your own advice?
Ma'am, we are trying to follow the maximum, but the ground situation, while we I'm not saying it is idealism, but I'm saying that there is a transition in progress. And
you know what, Mr. Rao, with all due respect to you, and I understand the predicament you are in, as a citizen of this country who went through demonetization, you did not give us time to transition. You forced us into that transition. We were not given time to adjust. We were not given time to access our own money out of our own bank accounts. It is very, very hypocritical at this point for you to advocate paying 8 crore rupees in cash when the citizens of India had to stand in line for 2,000 rupees.
If you actually had an issue of we paying 3 people 8 crores, you can ask me.
I don't know. You've not told me. How many people are you paying this 8 crores to? 1, 2, 3, 8? You haven't told us. Who are these people? Who are these people who are receiving money in cash today? Please tell me. What is the service? Where are the accounts?
If any agency wants from us, if it can be income tax or Election Commission, they can send us
I'll tell you who wants from you, Mr. Rao. The citizens and the voters want from you. Can you tell me today the names of the people who received payments or who were due to receive payments in cash from your party in Hyderabad?
No. Do you want me to list out 16,000 names on TV, ma'am, right now?
Yes, go ahead.
You don't, right? What I'm saying is, if any questionnaire from any agency comes through, we are willing to share all the details. There is nothing to hide. This is a political party activity. So I don't understand why somebody has to be hassled to use their own party money, which is accounted for. We are not, if we are caught with money collected from some unknown source, or if we are trying to bribe voters through money, then we can understand we'll be answerable in the sense that we have to defend.
Okay, Mr. Dinakar Lanka, spokesperson of TDP, is with us as well. He has something to say to you. Mr. Lanka, go ahead.
D'souza, what is the maximum limit to withdraw in cash from the bank? I don't know, 8 crores. Is it allowed for BJP by the union government? What is the amount? How much maximum amount can we withdraw in cash?
He's right.
That is the first fundamental point. And then come to the next point. Though it is accounted money shall not be utilized for illegitimate purpose. It should be avoided. As far as the legal purpose is concerned, account money can be utilized for accounting manner purpose only. Illegitimate purpose, it should not be utilized. I am unable to understand what is the maximum limit of withdrawal. How conveniently diverting and burying the facts by these BJP leaders, if they want to give the money.
Right. So let me just ask this question of Sanjay Hegde. Mr. Hegde, if I remember correctly, there was a limit of up to 2 lakh rupees that you could withdraw from the bank immediately after demonetization, which was relaxed a little later.
Yeah,
but is it possible to withdraw 8 crore rupees at one go just to make payments?
To the best of, I've never had 8 crores in the bank to withdraw, so I can't really answer that question. To the best of my knowledge, there is even a limit on how much you can pay in cash to any for any purpose. That, if I mistake not, is about 20,000 rupees.
Yes.
So now, Mr. Rao there made a statement that there are about 16,000 people that he is going to pay. 16,000 into 20,000 still, I am not very sure that the maths adds up to 8 crores. Right now, I don't know of any bank which will automatically have in its treasury 8 crores, any bank branch which will have 8 crores of ready cash to hand over to a customer who wants it on one day, unless there are previous arrangements made.
Mohammed Khan, go ahead. Mohammed Khan, you know, before you, forgive me, before you answer this question, sorry. Before you answer the question, I want to take you back to the statement of the CBDT that basically lists out the seizures that they have done, the searches that are taking place in Madhya Pradesh, in the home and the presence of the possession of the Congress party. It says searches in Madhya Pradesh have detected widespread, well-organized racket of a collection of unaccounted cash of 281 crore rupees through various persons. A part of the cash was transferred to the headquarters of a major political party in Delhi, including 20 crore rupees moved through a Hawala transaction recently to the headquarters of that party at Tughlaq Road. We found handwritten diaries of disbursement of cash, computer files, Excel sheets were found. All of this corroborate the above findings. Unaccounted for cash of 14 crore rupees, bottles of liquor, and other raids. It just goes on to put out more details. So obviously this is fairly damning evidence as well, Mohammed Khan. Why is there this much money in Madhya Pradesh right now?
No, it's not fair. I'll tell you why. Yeah, I'll tell you why it's not damning evidence. Because in furtherance of the raids conducted in Madhya Pradesh, they carried out raids on individuals here, including the official of the Congress I told you about repeatedly. Today we went to the Election Commission at 5:30. Senior leaders like Mr. Ahmed Patel, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Kapil Sibal Saab were all present there. And they said, this statement, right, that they put out, come and raid 24 Akbar Road if you want to. Check our houses if you want to. Do whatever you want. But for God's sake, don't use it as an intimidation tactic. Faye, they found nothing in the Delhi raids. I challenge this statement. I challenge this statement also because it amounts to prejudging an issue. You know that the job of the agencies is to collect the evidence and then present it before a court of law where it is determined whether the act was illegal or not. Here the agency is putting out a value judgment. Nothing can demonstrate the complete abdication of moral authority by these agencies and the complete subjugation under the control of this government. ये तो political वो हो गया press release पे कि एक राजनीतिक दल के पास ही है और इसका कोई सबूत ही नहीं है. If there was even an iota of proof, we would not have gone to the ECI today and said, please carry out a raid on our premises if there's even an iota. There is none. They found nothing, and this is entirely manufactured. I want to tell you one more thing, and I'll conclude on this point. 8 crore rupees, if you could withdraw 2 lakh rupees from a bank, because if you withdraw more than 2 lakhs pay, your bank will flag it to the RBI. You will not get the money instantly. You'll have to give reasons in writing, and if it's approved, then the bank will give it to you, because the onus is now on the bank, something that Anila ji doesn't seem to know and her spokesperson from Andhra doesn't seem to know. So therefore, ye log jo hai, and the thing that struck me the most, Faye, he says, we are an honest political party withdrawing our money for our expenditures, and yet you rush to judge us so quickly. You are cowards who play by different yardsticks. Your time is coming soon. Your expiry date is up. Be warned.
Now this is too much. This
Anila
is too
Singh, go
much,
ahead.
Mohammed Khan. This is too much, Mohammed Khan. Do you have any answer?
No, Anila ji, the people of India will teach you a lesson.
That from
you can't
where
subjugate agencies like this.
So much of money has come. So much of money has come to Kamal Nath's aid. Can you tell me about that? Hardly 3 months to go. Hardly 3 months has gone since Kamal Nath has formed government in Madhya Pradesh, and scores of crores of rupees has been seized from the houses.
Allow me to give the final word to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, you've heard, one second, stop yelling at each other. Ashutosh, you've heard the argument put forward by Mr. Rao, who's the spokesperson of the BJP. He said we withdrew 8 crore rupees to make small payments to people who are so small, vendors who are so small in their business that they don't have bank accounts. But they can wait 3 or 4 months to be paid by the BJP. And then he said they're paying 16 people a total of 8 crore rupees. None of this adds up. And quite frankly, I I got very upset because this sort of luxury was not accorded to us as citizens when they brought in demonetization. This is complete hypocrisy, Ashutosh.
See, Faye, I think you missed the answer of Krishna Sagar Rao when you asked to how many people, and he said thousands of people were paid. If I heard correctly,
16,000.
thousands of people were paid.
Yes.
Who are the thousands of the people? For what purpose? What purpose? So it's the argument which has been given by the Krishna Sagar Rao or Anila Singh, I'm not going to digest those arguments. I'm not going to believe those arguments. Even after saying this, I can tell you that every political party is neck deep into this. Every political party spends black money in elections. Every political party is selling tickets. Every political party is distributing money. And as I said in the beginning itself, the 500 crore is just tip of the iceberg. Maybe 20 times more black money is spent, and it can go to 20,000 or 30,000 if I'm not surprised at all. Because the money which is spent these days is unimaginable. So if BJP is saying that they are the cleanest and they are not being raided because their candidates do not believe into the black money, they spend all money in white, and then I'm really speechless to make any comment about it. But it's a sad part of Indian democracy, and it will continue to be that. The rather sad is the issue of misuse of government agencies to target only opposition leaders, and anybody who is related to the BJP or its allies, they will not be touched.
But you know, and I'm going to keep bringing this up because I think as citizens we need to know the reality of the kind of money that's doing the rounds here. I think the thing that I find most upsetting is that it's a total of 500 crore rupees of cash right now. A grand total of 1,862 crore rupees of cash, liquor, drugs, precious metals, freebies and other items that the Election Commission has seized. The thing that is most worrying, 718 crore rupees worth of drugs and narcotics. There are political parties right now in our country who are using drugs and narcotics to buy votes. This information should make our heads spin, because it's one thing to hand out money and expect someone to vote for you, but when you hand out something that is so dangerous, you're really selling the country. We'll continue to bring you this information every day on a daily basis, because this is the information that you really need when you go out to vote. Thanks for watching.